I want to welcome all of you to this month's Soundflower community and welcome to the month of hearts. Every February is dedicated to the heart on all levels, right? It's our opportunity to say a very special thank you to our cardiovascular system because it is working nonstop without our even knowing it most of the time, right? And it's our opportunity to send Valentines to our friends, to our loved ones, whether they be crafted or store bought or digital. Um, we're always wanting to express from the heart during this special month that we have love and gratitude not only for ourselves, for our loved ones, but also for the planet. And at Cyma Technologies, we send sonic Valentines the whole month long. Tomorrow, on February 2nd, all of you will receive our monthly newsletter with our Valentine's special and lots of ways to sonically share the month of hearts. By doing this, we connect with our heart where healing begins. And at Cyma Technologies, we utilize the cymatic images of the heart created by the sounds of the AMI devices. And we offer several tools to help release any stress so that we can really focus on our heart for love, gratitude, and healing. So, before we share one of our heart centered cymatic productions, I want to explain to you why gazing at the cymatic images works as a healing tool. Just the mere act of gazing, the image registers on our visual cortex. These are sound made visible images of healing frequencies produced from the AMI devices. Not only are the geometries exquisite, but they also impact our neural pathways. And they send this message through our whole connected system. The messages cascade through many systems within our body, from our brain through the physical body, affecting us in body, mind, and spirit. There are many benefits just by sitting back and relaxing our eyes on the images. And in our newsletter tomorrow, you will see the special resonance of the human heart. So I'm really excited about sending that newsletter out tomorrow so that you can see that. But tonight, before we join together in our Soundflower Experience 3 and send healing throughout our world, we're going to connect together in one of our Cymatics Healing Arts Productions. And some of you may have seen Dance Divine in the recent Shift course. And this is a short video choreographed by our sound education director, Kate Holland. And what this video combines is not only Kate's choreography, but also the healing sound images from the AMI device. These images actually become her dance partner. And these images, this actually the whole dance debuted in Atlanta a few years back at the Art and Science of Sound Cymatics Conference. And since that time, we continue to receive messages from the audience that saw it real live, and also people who watched the video. And these emails and phone calls range from, wow, this is spectacular beauty, to, my pain went away. So there's some real interesting things that's happening when people view this particular type of cymatics art production. And so let's just take a look at how an audience can be vastly impacted by these particular expressions of art and healing images. Now, if you've been in the Soundflower community for a while, you already know about the biophoton messaging system, that when we look at these images, when we gaze at them, they have this message that's delivered to our cells through emitting biophotons through their infrared messaging system. But there's another powerful principle at play here, and this is the principle of mirror neurons. Now, the mirror neurons were discovered back in the 1990s by an Italian neuroscientist, Giacomo Rizzolatti, and his team of researchers. And they first identified these mirror neurons, and he says in some of his papers that the neurons could help us explain how and why we read other people's minds and feel empathy for them. Basically, mirror neurons are a type of brain cell that responds equally when we perform an action and when we witness someone else performing that action. An everyday mirror neuron example is when we see someone smile and we smile back, or when we see someone yawn and we yawn also. What is happening is that our motor neurons begin to fire. And so the next time you're watching late night TV and you see one of those commercials come on where a person is taking a bite out of a delicious looking slice of pizza, or crunching on some chicken wings, or crunching on some chips, those commercials are designed to activate your mirror neuron principle. Now, here at Cyma Technologies, we harness as many aspects of sound and their images to promote healing and regenerative responses within the body, the mind, and the spirit. And so, without further ado, let's watch Dance Divine together as we see them become the dance partners for Kate. And as we, through the mirror neuron principle, join in the dance. So let me pull this up. Hi, I'm Mandara Cromwell, CEO of Cyma Technologies and executive producer of the short film you are about to see. Dance Divine is an expression of beauty, using the modern science of cymatics making sound visible, combined with dance and yoga in an awe-inspiring presentation. Choreographer-performer Kate Holland worked in collaboration with filmmaker Darius Brown, editing the footage of 5 pure frequencies seamlessly into the dancer's experience. The pure sound images, not digitally created, were generated by my sound technology invention, the AMI 750. When played through a cymoscope, the instrument makes the sound frequencies visible. The cyma glyphs are the performing partners of the dancer, and as you will witness, create a never-before-seen experience. This particular collection of visuals was chosen to show how seeing sound images can positively affect your vital energy body. It is my great pleasure to present this for your viewing. So, in addition to receiving rave reviews from viewers watching the dance of, wow, that was spectacular, and oh, my pain went away, our most popular response is, can you teach me how to do that? And so, without further ado, here is Kate to give us a few tips on how we might enhance the mirror neuron effect. Take it away, Kate.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Dance Divine with me again. I know we've shown it a good bit in different classes recently, but my wish was when I created it that people would continue to watch it so they could benefit from being in the flow with me. So as Mandara pointed out, when you're watching somebody do certain actions, your nervous system recognizes it immediately. So I've told this before. When I first saw Sound Made Visible images, I was so struck by their beauty. And all I could think of was, what can I do to feature them? What could I do to make them to where more people could see them? So I thought the best way to frame them was by using other spiritual techniques. So in the video, you see mudras, you see gestures, dance, yoga. So I put everything that I could in there, and I wanted to reveal a little bit of my own spiritual experience in hopes that everybody would come in and feel that flow with me. And so I realized a short time later that I really need to teach some of it, that I really need to take some excerpts from it and show people how to do it so that when they were watching, they could be part of it. So my thought was, since it's February, that we should do some playing your heartstrings. So I'm going to scoot my chair back now so you can see my upper body, and I want you to get right in and do this with me. So we're going to play our heartstrings together tonight. So in the first part of the video, you would see me do a gesture that looks like this. So you place your hands together, then you take your fingertips up your arm, across your chest, and finish that gesture all the way to the other side. So once again, we're just going to continue to do this very simple gesture, playing your heartstrings. Now, some of us will be thinking that we are strumming the meridians, that with your fingertips, you are inspiring, you are invoking these beautiful rivers of life to flow beautifully through your body. So you don't have to do it on the same side all the time. You can initiate to the other side also. So go ahead and affirm that while you are doing this, we are creating beautiful, beautiful resonance in your body by strumming the meridians. So now we're going to rest both of our hands on our hearts for a moment. My teacher used to say to me, stop and have your experience. What are you experiencing just now? And we're going to open our eyes and we're going to do the same gesture again, but this time we're going to think about it creating a tone or a sound. Some of you will feel a sound naturally arising from your heart or from your chest. And when you're alone, you can make whatever sound you would like to make as you play the beautiful strings of the temple of your body. Now, some of the rest of you might enjoy humming. So let's do that together. Let's start with our hands together, and then we're going to we'll start with the hands together, breathe in. And we're going to do it once more. Breathe in. We're going to rest our hands on our chest again. As you may guess, this works beautifully with the sound of Om, or it works beautifully with any other mantra that settles you in your heart, any one that you want to do. So I think that we should try it once more with the sound of Om. I know lots of people chant Om now, so let's go again. Ready? So hands are together, breathe in. Om. together, breathe in. Om. One more time. Breathing in. Om. Once again, we're going to rest our hands on our hearts. And whenever you're playing your most precious instrument, you may have feelings of love, joy, kindness, compassion. We all have hearts full of wisdom. And of course, always practicing forgiveness. And now we're going to play our instruments one more time. And this time we are going to create color. So as you take your fingertips across your arm and your chest, maybe you're thinking red, orange, yellow, green, blue, the whole spectrum. Or maybe as you take your fingers across your chest, you're thinking of the color often associated with the heart chakra, that beautiful emerald green. And as you play your instrument, you may also be thinking that many great spiritual souls show pink light around their hearts, along with that emerald green. So as you are doing this, we aren't just strumming our own hearts. We are sending color throughout the universe. We are awakening all this beauty within us, and we are connecting to each other. We're going to play once or twice more. You might want to close your eyes while you're playing so you can see the magnificent colors of your own auric field, of your own precious, most beautiful field of light. And now we're going to rest our hands on our hearts once more and have your experience. So beautiful. Now we have created sound and light and wondrous energy that we are sharing as far as you can imagine it going out from your own being. Now, all of this is so wonderful. I love doing this with people, and I hope that you will be able to continue. So one of the ways that you can continue is we have our Cymatics conference video in our website store. So it doesn't just have Dance Divine, but it has Mandara speaking on the mystical side of cymatics. It also has a wonderful talk by John Stewart Reed explaining about how we measure energy so we know how these cymatic images are created. And then we also have another film on there by Professor James Oliverio from the University of Florida. And he took some of these incredible sound images and through his technology made them 3D. So that film is entitled Full of Stars. So all of these things are on that Cymatics conference video because Mandara's, she champions these things all the time and had produced that wonderful conference where people could really be introduced to the healing power of sound. So now I'm going to turn it back over to her. She's got some more mystical things for us.
Well, thank you, Kate. That was just really beautiful. I feel so great. It's wonderful after sitting all day at a computer to just be able to do that type of movement. So I think what I would like to do is to invite people to unmute themselves and share anything that they might like to share about Dance Divine or about our experience here with Kate. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Unmute themselves. Feel free.
I'll just say that I enjoyed it, and it was very peaceful. I'm always going, and just to slow down enough to just appreciate what Kate put together, and with all that, the whole package of it all was very, very peaceful. So thank you.
I think we should play our instruments more often, don't you?
Definitely. You know, we were born an instrument. Okay. Go ahead.
Hi. So yeah, I was just gonna say, I really appreciate the video. I thought it was really beautiful. And about 10 years ago, I was in grad school at Arizona State University in a program called the School of Arts, Media, and Engineering. And we kind of studied how technology could improve the human condition. That was part of our research work. And one of our research groups was actually an interactive dance ensemble that got like National Science Foundation funding and was exploring ways of using the body to kind of like, you know, have media. And so this really reminded me a lot of that work. And as a part of the work that I was doing is we were working and kind of exploring the mirror neurons and how they could be used for learning, and how we would do these research studies around people that were either moving or dancing in a space might have certain actions activated in, you know, certain brain activity. We were using it in learning settings in schools. We were using it for stroke rehabilitation research. And I just appreciate kind of how this is now connecting the mirror neurons and the technology to the Cymatics work. So I thought it was really beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, there's so much that can be done, really.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Tatiana. And I'm curious, with the stroke patients, did you find that any of their movements were improved? What we have found that people who maybe are in wheelchairs or not fully functioning in some motor way, that suddenly they feel some vibration in an area where they hadn't felt before. It, you know, like triggers that part of the brain that's sending messages. And so I was wondering if you happened to experience that, or if there was any research there.
Yes, there definitely was. So I wasn't directly involved in the group, but we would share out with each other to help inform each other's work. And what was interesting in the stroke rehabilitation, the way that the mirror neuron idea of that like neuroplasticity and being able to still rewire your brain and heal came into play, is the stroke rehab folks would have like they'd be holding something and it would be detecting their motion. It was like a Nintendo Wiimote. It was basically like a remote control with sensors. And the mirror neuron effect was that as they were moving, there was a TV screen or a computer screen that had like a 3D model of a hand where they were watching their hand move as it's moving. So it was actually activating the neuron effect, mirror neuron effect using technology as a mirror. Whereas in like the learning spaces, and what I don't know if they researched is maybe if it was in a group rehab setting, if there were other people watching, right? I wonder if there might have been an effect as well. So I'm kind of curious to follow up and see what progress has been made with that research group, but it was very exciting.
The other thing I wanted to share too is after having done this with numerous groups and watching people play their own instrument, it's really great because for my own personal experience, watching people on little squares on Zoom all playing their instruments at the same time all over the world is quite inspiring. And I have an idea that it has profound effect on the world itself. I do.
Awesome.
I wish I could see you bigger.
May I share?
Yes, please, Alice.
It's funny, while I'm doing it, it felt very peaceful. But right after that, I was so sleepy, I could barely keep my eyes open. Yeah, I'm okay now. So I'm going to use that before I go to bed.
Yes, yeah. I think sometimes we're so revved up and we use so much energy throughout the day that when we give the body one suggestion of relaxation, it just wants to go to sleep.
Yes.
Well, most of you, I think, know that I have grandchildren, and I have a granddaughter who just turned 6, and watching Dance Divine is her favorite of all the cymatic videos. So she'll always ask, "Where's Kate's dance?" on my computer. So
I was just going to jump in and say one more thing, just because this is definitely kind of a passion area. So, you know, the mirror neurons are also connected a lot to embodiment research. And it's this idea of like learning or absorbing information, or even for healing modalities, the idea of using your body, right? As you're going through something, it's experiencing something. And that works as we're taking a walk, right? Or as we're like having a dance, you know, a bliss from dancing. So even just by like watching somebody embody the somatics on top of the mirror neurons, like it's not just your brain, but it's like your body's, you know, as they say, there's like a little tiny brain at the middle of each cell. So it's like a full body experience as well, I think.
I love it.
it is, yeah. Total integration is it, and you know, centering in the heart is just beautiful as well. You know, it's where we find forgiveness and transcend trauma, and really the opening is so beautiful. And I think for myself, the cymatic images give me this like pool to play in, just comfort and love. So anyway.
I think it's a time for self-healing too. I think that learning these techniques is really beneficial. If we can take you out of that stress response just by playing your beautiful instrument, and you can do that any time of day when you can just take a couple of minutes to yourself. So, and then just touching your own human form with loving kindness has great power.
I've enjoyed it from watching the dance and also from doing the SOUNDFLOWER. I found that when I'm meditating and trying to connect with someone else, that I picture them inside of the cymaglyph, and it's very powerful to me. And then I think of that, and then I think of like the cymaglyph going inside of them and imprinting every cell. So it's been a very powerful thing during my meditation. Thank you.
Ah, that's beautiful, Loretta. Thank you.
Yeah.
Since Kate mentioned Professor Oliverio's part of the large video that houses Dance Divine, I think this is probably one of the few times that I will have a chance to share with you about his composition, which is pretty spectacular. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly encourage you to do that. When I asked him to present at the Art and Science of Sound conference, I had no idea what he was going to say or do. And he asked me what are some of the principles, the universal principles that I found very profound in my life as it pertains to healing. And I shared with him my studies of Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, and that in Chinese medicine they have the organs systems, and that with the Cyma AMI devices, we have sounds for each of those organ systems. And I shared with him that in most cultures, there are myths of creation of some sonorous event. And in the Bible, we read, in the beginning was the word. And in India, Lord Vishnu is resting on the cosmic shoreless ocean when the primordial sound of Om emits. And in the Taoist Chinese texts, there is the Wang Chung, which is the golden bell, which is an inaudible sound like the Om that the Indians talk about in the Vedic texts. And this inaudible sound breaks down into subtones, these 12 subtones that actually form the cosmos. And they reside in the 12 zodiacal regions of the celestial heavens. And those actually come down into the body in the form of our meridians. And so as Kate is, talking about strumming the meridians, we really are this musical instrument. So when I was telling Professor Oliverio about this, he, in his whole presentation, brings in the 5 elements of Chinese medicine, and then hence the name of his composition, Full of Stars. So that's a little bit of a backstory so the next time you see that video clip, you'll go, okay, there's the inside backstory of that one. But it's really an amazing composition that he took the actual tones of those organ systems and then made the cymatic images in a 3D format. So we just kind of slip into them. And Loretta, what you were sharing about seeing people in the cymatic images made me think of that production as well. So anyways.
So Mandara, I also want to say what you brought up about the 12 extraordinary meridians. So it's not too much to say that when we do that beautiful gesture, we have an impact on the universe because we are all connected in exactly the way you just described. So what looks like such a simple gesture is a very powerful message to the universe.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, we will move on, and I'll just share another aspect of February. Our month of hearts is World Sound Healing Day. And this was initiated 21 years ago by our friends Jonathan and Andy Goldman. And for 21 years, Cyma Technologies has contributed and been a sponsor of this event. And tomorrow in our newsletter, you'll see how we are contributing. And what you will find is the cymatic image, the visual resonance of the human heart. And it's just exquisite, I find, of the just radiance that it emits. So I think you'll really enjoy looking at that image. Now, we are, even though the World Sound Healing Day is on the 14th every year, this year we are spanning our event to encompass February 13th through the 15th. And that's because we want to connect with the cosmos. On February the 13th, the moon moves into Sagittarius. And this illuminates a passion for learning, optimism, and a love for freedom. And on February 15th, Venus, the planet of love, conjuncts Neptune, the planet of intuition and spirituality. And this alignment in the heavens brings forth the potential for new relationships. And for existing relationships, it brings more compassion and spiritual bonding. So on February 14th, we know is St. Valentine's Day, and this is well known by all ages as the day of love and affection. And then we also have the World Sound Healing Day, that we connect through the cosmos, and we send this sonic Valentine to everyone throughout our world. And especially for our planet. And, you know, as the saying goes, we heal the planet, we heal ourselves. So we hope you'll enjoy the meditation that we release in tomorrow's newsletter and experience it all month long. So with all of these wonderful tools throughout the month of the hearts, we also want to talk about the path of illumination. And we have a very special Valentine's month gift of a discount on our special Illuminate essential oil. And people ask about this, and we don't spend very much time talking about it. So here I am going to share with you a little bit about it. What this is organic essential rose oil, organic rose essential oil. And it's combined with organic essential rosehip seed oil. And so that alone is really wonderful when you apply it to your skin. All of us who use it on a regular basis, it enhances the collagen production. And so that's on the physical level. But what we've done at Cymatics is we've infused it with the AMI frequency patterning of the sound of love, the higher harmonic of gold, and spiritual radiance. And so these are special frequencies that are infused into the oil. And we actually use this as like an anointing oil when we sit for meditation. So as you're sitting for meditation, or as you're sitting to watch one of the Soundflower experiences, you can anoint yourself with the oil by putting it on the pulse points at the wrists and at the third eye and on the center of the heart. And these, you know, help open the doorway for us to receive deeper insights. When we touch these specific points with awareness, it's actually placing our intention, our awareness. And as Kate mentioned a little bit earlier, we're touching ourselves with love. And we find this with a lot of people who have a difficulty in healing these days, particularly autoimmune conditions, where there's some disconnect where they forgot to love themselves and send love to their cells. So here is an outward expression, that a gesture that you can make to yourselves, because we definitely need to give love to ourselves. We cannot love another to any limit unless we love ourselves to that degree. So now we're going to move into the Soundflower Experience 3 video. And what I invite you to do is, just for this time, whether you have Illuminate or not with you, just everybody touch the pulse point on each wrist. Bring your awareness there. Bring your awareness to your third eye and to your heart. And just take a deep breath and straighten your spine. I ask you to exhale and then just breathe normally as we watch Soundflower 3.